I told my husband I needed space, that I was heading out on a trip with friends. I was worn out from his constant need for attention, the small disagreements that always escalated into something bigger. I just wanted to breathe, to feel unchained, even if only for a short while. Before I left, I warned him that I might switch off my phone, that I wouldn't be checking in, and that my focus would be solely on myself. He looked hurt, but he didn't argue. He simply nodded and said quietly, "Do what you think is best." While I was away, I felt an unfamiliar release. No buzzing phone, no endless questions, no tension hanging over me. Just laughter with my friends late nights, exploring new places and living in the moment. For a while, I convinced myself that this was happiness. Freedom, adventure, no strings pulling me back. I posted pictures, shared updates online, and never once stopped to consider how he might be feeling at home. When I finally returned, I braced myself for a cold shoulder, maybe even a heated confrontation. Instead, I walked into something I never imagined. Sitting in the living room was a man in a suit with a briefcase, right beside my husband. My husband stood calmly and said, "This is Mr. Harris, my divorce attorney." My stomach sank. At first, I laughed nervously, certain it was a joke, but his face gave nothing away, steady, unshaken. The lawyer opened his case and placed documents on the table. "Everything is prepared," he said. "Your husband wants to move forward." The room seemed to spin. I opened my mouth, but before I could speak, my husband's voice cut through the silence, level, calm, almost too calm. "When you told me you'd be ignoring me, I realized I've been invisible to you for years. This trip wasn't the first time you shut me out. You've been shutting me out for a long time. I can't keep fighting for someone who doesn't even want me." His words struck harder than any scream could. I tried to explain that I only needed a break, that I never meant to hurt him. I thought he would wait, that he would understand, but he only shook his head. Marriage isn't about running away when things get hard. It's about choosing each other every single day. And you stopped choosing me. Tears blurred my eyes as memories came rushing back. The times he reached for me, the little ways he showed he cared, the moments I brushed him off, calling him needy, telling him I needed space. For the first time, I saw it all clearly. The lawyer slid the papers toward me and said there was no rush to sign, but the process was already underway. My husband turned and walked upstairs, leaving me frozen in place, staring at the documents. In the days that followed, I tried frantically to undo the damage. I cooked his favorite meals, sent long apologies, begged him to give us another chance. But he remained distant, polite, detached. He wasn't angry anymore. He was done. And that emptiness, that lack of emotion, was far more crushing than rage. One evening, I finally asked him, "Is there anything I could do to change your mind?" He looked at me for a long moment before saying, "No. The moment you decided I wasn't worth your time, you gave me my answer." Then he walked away again, leaving me shattered. I had always believed he would never leave, no matter how much I pushed him aside. I mistook his patience for weakness. But it wasn't weakness. It was strength. Strength to walk away when there was nothing left to hold on to. The day the divorce was finalized, I signed the papers with trembling hands. He didn't even stay in the room. The lawyer thanked me and left. The house felt unbearably cold, suffocating in its emptiness. For the first time in years, I felt truly alone. Weeks slipped by. My friends, the same ones who had been so eager for that trip, carried on with their lives. I was left standing in the ruins of mine. That's when I realized freedom means nothing without love. The thrill fades quickly, but losing someone who truly cared leaves a wound that never heals. Eventually, he moved out and started fresh. I saw him only once more from a distance, walking beside someone new. He was smiling in a way I hadn't seen in years. And in that moment, I knew he was gone for good. Not because of betrayal or another woman, but because of my choices. The trip I thought would give me clarity instead handed me the harshest lesson of my life. Love isn't about walking away when it's inconvenient. It's about showing up even when it's difficult. And I learned that lesson far too late.